Doing an intro?
I'll just say you can chill though. I think we're good. We're on a roll. Am I good to do that?
Can I
Okay.
spin
You can spin.
in the back?
You're from this area, right? You
Yeah.
are the fabric, you are the art, you are what you're
It's
creating.
crazy.
Like that's what I love about the show, for instance, right? You
Yeah.
you have this ability just to show a little bit of taste of the people, the culture, the businesses, the artists, right, of a community. We are here with Detroit's very own Harlōw, the producer.
What up, everyone?
Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. Of course. So, we obviously know each other through the years. We've been friends for a little while. Your music is exploding. It's awesome. I love following your music, your content,
Yeah,
all your stuff.
I appreciate that.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
For the people back home, can you give a quick 3-minute rundown of your background, your origin story, and stuff like that?
Okay. Well, yeah, first off, thanks for having me here. I got started in music probably straight off the womb. I've been playing piano since I was 2. My parents are Filipino Spanish mix. And they're just like, "Hey, you need piano lessons, blah blah blah." So my sister used to play piano when she was little, and then I saw her and I got jealous. And then this is super condensed. I'm trying to finish this in 3 minutes. But anyways, I started stalking my sister, like listening to like what she was playing, and then I started getting lessons, and then I was just like, "Oh shit, I really like this, but I can't understand what the person's saying. All I could do is listen to the music and copy it and play it back."
Okay.
So fast forward to 2020, um, yeah, this is what I do now.
So you found passion, something I think that's an interesting thing. I think your childhood shapes your future, right? And so
Yeah,
when you talk about like mimicking an older sibling or following your parents around or whatever, following in some type of footsteps, but instead you almost did it because out of jealousy and you realized like so you knew right away like this is for me.
well, no, I don't think that's the case. I think that I gravitated towards music because when you're a kid, usually you're just like your parents are just like, "Oh, you should play basketball. Oh, you should, take piano lessons or whatever." But then when you're older, which kind of what happened to me, they're just like, "Hey, don't do music anymore. You're not going to make money off that." Or, "Hey, don't play basketball. You're not going to get in the fucking NBA." And it's just like you think to yourself like, "Wow, you've been trained all your life to do something that you
Sure.
finally enjoy, and then all of a sudden your parents are shitting on you and they're just like, 'Oh, you can't do that.'" But I guess yeah, the story is kind of crazy because I was on my way basically to dental school and I was on that route. And long story short, I dropped out of my master's because of something that happened right here in Plymouth, at the Plymouth Coffee Bean. I kind of just like reached out to the universe and I was like, "Hey, just give me this fucking sign of, what I should do." And then that thing actually happened verbatim of pretty much what I said to the universe 3 years ago, April 4th of 2016, and I have not looked back since. And now fast forward to now, my parents have been just super supportive. Everyone around me has been super supportive. It's fucking insane.
What would you attribute that to? So like, when you looked, was it just like really stripping down what society had told you and just say, "Hey, I want to follow my heart. What do I really like to do?" Like what influenced that decision or to manifest this thing, right?
Yeah. So I just started to notice I felt like I was doing everything right, you know. I was getting good grades in school. I just felt as though during my breaks I would just either look up like other people doing music or some type of like thing to like learn in regard to music. Yeah, that's pretty much how I started, and then I started to notice that I gravitated towards that after doing, like, homework, quote, unquote, "homework," or
Sure.
studying or reading for some bullshit class that doesn't even apply to life, and then, yeah, after one of the times at the Plymouth Coffee Bean, it just, like I keep referencing that because that was, like, the exact pinpoint start that I had into actually doing music or actually believing that you can do that for the rest of your life, kind
Sure.
of stuff.
It's a like that's so awesome to have that defining moment, right? I think a
Yeah.
lot of people might have that. I always look at, my career, my life, or as things change, as I'm laying just foundations of one brick at a time to build the foundation, right? So I'm building
Yeah,
these different foundations of what I consider important pillars of my life, right? And so as you do that, whether it's a business or community involvement, or a lot of people are into religion, whatever it may be, right? You're building these foundations and building up one brick at a time. And it's cool when you lay that one brick that made a difference.
yeah,
Oh, that's the 50th floor. I never thought I'd take it that far, right?
yeah.
Or what have you. So as you're building this foundation, I guess, what is your plan for the future? I know you got a ton of stuff geared up for 2020 here. I think you're releasing a song a week, is it? What's the plan for
Yeah, so
2020?
there's this artist, named Russ, you probably listened to him. He's
Huge
like a
fan.
yeah, he's an independent artist. There's a couple other artists that I look up to. They're independent artists that were like, "Hey, this is the blueprint. You don't need a record label, you don't need, like, a super team or whatever, you just need to work. You need to sit down and work. You need to release as much music as you can to give yourself the best chance of being heard."
Sure.
We live in the digital age. Like the people watching this are watching this on Instagram, YouTube,
Sure.
Twitter, whatever fucking social media thing you're gonna blast this at. It's you literally can do whatever at this day and age. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think, like, the Russ platform or what have you, how he goes about it. I mean, he releases so much music,
Yeah,
and it just shows, like, the true passion. Like, I think in a social media world, in a digital world where there's so much content and so many different places to go for content, it's like, realistically, the cream is really gonna rise to the top these days. The
yeah,
people that actually put in the real work and that are really passionate about it, or
yeah.
else you can't put in the hours, right? If you're not passionate about the music, you can't release enough music to
Well,
do a song a week,
yeah,
right?
well, that's the thing. Like, this is not only to just like follow a blueprint. I from the top from like the cover arts to every single fucking scenario in this project, I have my hand dipped into
Sure.
from mixing, mastering, songwriting, the production of song, arrangement of song, what like sounds are being used. Everything is fully me. And I feel as though that, like, that full medium of artistry is being fulfilled. So that makes me happy as a
Yeah.
person. And like coming back to Detroit, I was living in Chicago for like 2 years prior to moving back. I just wanna show everyone that, like, in Detroit specifically, back home, that, like, "Hey, there's no more excuses. You don't need to move to LA. You don't need to move to fucking Nashville. You don't need to, move to New York. You have the ability right now
Sure.
to put your headphones on, make a song, put it out to universe, have, like, 50 of your friends. If you don't have friends, like, go go to different things, to go to different clubs, events, or whatever, wherever. Go find people that like the same stuff. I guess I can plug in, the Ableton Detroit user group here. As soon as I moved back, I linked up with this guy named Jonathan Zhu,
Okay.
and he was running, Ableton Detroit, and I just saw this community that I was a part of in Chicago, and I extended my hand to help, and now we've been trying to build this community back in Detroit for music makers and just pretty much bringing, different professionals in the music field to show everyone that is doing it at home, "Hey, you could do it too. You don't need to be, like, at, like, a crazy studio or
Sure.
whatever, but these are the guys that are taking time out of their day to help everyone else
I
that
think
are similar to me."
there's intrinsic value of being in your hometown and, again, not being in Chicago or Los Angeles or New York, right? Showing what Detroit music's about, showing what you're about, because you're from this area, right? You
Yeah.
are the fabric, you are the art, you are what you're
It's
creating.
crazy. People are
And so
so
it's like,
talented
and you
here.
can show the
Like
world that, and then people with social media plug in, "Oh, that's what Detroit's like?" Like, that's what I love about the show, for instance, right? You
yeah.
you have this ability just to show a little bit of taste of the people, the culture, the businesses, the artists, right, of a community, and I think that's something that shows that people are much more similar across the board, and so why not do it in a city like Detroit, in a city where
Yeah,
you're from?
exactly. It just feels good being home. It feels good to not only just be home, but, like, almost to lead the pack of artists. I don't know any artist that's doing that in Detroit right now, but hopefully I actually just got DM'd yesterday that somebody was like, "Hey, I just heard that you're putting out a track a week. It's inspiring me to do it. I'm gonna do it as much as I can."
Right.
Like, that's the whole point of the whole entire project I'm doing is that it's not to be like, "Oh, yeah, here's my Grammy," or whatever. It's for the person at home that's like, "Hey, I wanna do this."
What do you have to say adding to that, what do you have to say about the people that so many artists that I meet, they're, like, scared to put their work out there. It's not
That's
always
just
music,
it's
it's
just
across the board. What do you have to say about like, I believe that there's probably 1,000,000 songs or more worldwide, right, that would've been number 1 songs or
yeah,
top songs, made millions of dollars, whatever it may be, these huge hits that no one ever heard,
yeah.
right? So, like, what are your thoughts or what do you have to say to people that might be a little bit nervous to put their artwork out there or to, take that leap of faith?
Yeah. So I'm like a big like YouTube scavenger for a long time. I don't watch TV, I watch YouTube. And I just remember something that Ed Sheeran said. He's an artist. If you guys don't know who he is, it's crazy.
I think everyone knows who it is,
Yeah,
but
so he was basically saying like, "Hey, you're gonna be writing shit music,
yeah,
shit like for a very long time, and that the only way to get past that anxiety or
sure,
whatever is to just keep writing, keep putting music out. And if you don't do that, if you're holding on to all these like songs or hit songs you don't know, you won't actually have your faucet clean or something like that.
okay.
I didn't say it like better than Ed, but you guys can just go YouTube it or whatever.
Like,
But
it's almost like your creative brain is held down because you're not fully just letting it
yeah,
go into the
just
universe and moving on to the next thing,
yeah,
right?
it's just like working out. You have to just go to the gym, fucking do it every day, and in 3 months, you're gonna look back and be like, "Damn, like, I was, like, some skinny little kid,
Right.
but now I'm, like, some, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger, like, look-alike." You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Same with
mean,
music.
like, because everyone says that they wanna do it, everyone especially artists, like, they wanna everyone wants to be the next Drake or whatever, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's everyone says, "Oh, I'm going to." I always hear, like, "I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it." Like, "Are you
Yeah,
gonna
I
do it?"
guess that's
Like,
another
and so
conversation too, because it's just like you don't have to be anyone. It's 2020, people are
right,
watching you constantly. If
right.
you're not doing music, if you're not doing any creative work, it doesn't matter. People are creeping on you. Go look, post a story right now on your Instagram. Look at how many people are looking at your shit.
Right,
They're creeping on you.
right,
So like you have the ability to do what if you're good at knitting, just knit or
right.
whatever, and then like put that on Instagram.
I think it's cool, like, so we mentioned Ross, Ed Sheeran, like, these very, very famous people, right? And
Yeah.
they've built some of the biggest careers the world's ever seen on the back of being original. I mean, all artists have, right?
Yeah.
If you go back to, like, the Beatles or whatever, Elvis, like, they were different for their time,
Hmm.
and, that's what I guess just going back to that creative thing, I really wish that artists and people, whether it's in business or art or whatever it is, just put their stuff out there because I think I think in society, a lot of times, like, the most confident or cocky person is the person that does it, right?
Yeah.
And I think it puts a bad perception of what it really is because I think some of my favorite people are the most inverted people that maybe are a little bit
Yeah.
scared to put it on vinyl, to put their face out there, to be recorded or whatever. Cause I mean,
Well,
it doesn't come naturally, right? But I think those are the people that have the most gold for the rest of the world, right?
yeah. Well, the thing is, I feel like the people a lot of people will probably say otherwise, but I'm probably truly an introvert. But in this game, in this music world, in order to give your music its best chance, you have to be like completely honest and vulnerable,
Sure.
even if you don't want to.
Yes.
I fucking hate public speaking. I'm here right now.
Look at that.
And, it just goes to show you, it's giving my music its best chance to
Right.
get heard,
Mhm.
to every artist that's scared to do it, just fucking do it. You're not gonna get scared after like 6 months of doing it straight.
One thing that I
Like,
love about it too is like when you do that, and like you said, it influences other people.
yeah,
That's my favorite. That's why the name Moving Motown stuck with me, and that's why I'm sticking with it because I just want to do stuff in the community that's positive and shows how great Detroit is, how great the city is, how great the general area is, the
yeah,
state of Michigan,
absolutely.
right? And just show
Yeah.
that positivity and show like, listen, like you can just do it, and everyone around you, no matter what walk of life or where they come from, is very similar, and you just have to make that decision. So.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, wrapping up, if you had one word to spread to the community, what word would that be?
Like, just one word
One
or
single
phrase?
word. So, like, if you had just blast a word out to all the listeners back home, what would it be?
Um, persistence.
Persistence. I love that. I love that.
Persistence. Yeah.
Yes. Dedication to persistence.
Literally, it's not about, like, if you wanna do it, it's about showing up every fucking day,
Right.
That's how
Yes.
you accomplish anything.
Love that.
So, if you're persistent, I feel like you can reach any goal. Like, if whether you're a doctor and you're studying X amount of years
Sure.
or whether you're gonna start that knitting
Right,
Instagram
right,
or
sure.
whatever. If you don't stop, you're gonna get there.
Cool.
2000%.
Then lastly, to leave it on this, where can people find you back home if they were to search for your music or what have you?
Well, I just released my first single on pretty much all the platforms. All my social media handles are at with love Harlow,
Okay,
and my artist name is Harlow. Yeah.
got it.
So we're trying to Dustin over here. I don't know if you guys probably can't see him, but he's been helping me out. It's been really fucking nice to have like another body in this project. But, we're trying to think of a hashtag to start so everyone can follow it, but
Cool.
I think we came up with Harlow52.
Okay,
So if you guys hashtag Harlow52 or whatever, you click on it, you'll always see our posts.
cool. So you see the post, you can follow the community,
Yep, whatever you
and
guys wanna do. Yeah.
cool.
Unfollow me, it doesn't matter.
2020, 52 songs, 2021, we're gonna double that, 104. No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Check this guy out, I'm telling this music is fire. I've had, some early releases. I think I've heard some of the non-released
Yeah.
music,
Well, you heard a lot of
um,
the
and it's
demos.
really, really
Yeah,
cool stuff. It's a variety of music, it's across the board. It's some of the best stuff that I've personally heard in a really long time, so check them out, please.
yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Well, thanks for having
Yeah.
me.